It was President's Day morning. Outside the hospital, American flags waved gently in the cold February wind. Families were home. Children laughed. Couples held each other a little closer. But inside room 214, Amara Lawson sat alone. The steady beep of the heart monitor was the only sound keeping her company. Her fingers trembled as she held her husband's hand. It felt colder than yesterday. And deep down, she knew something was wrong. Very wrong. Daniel Cole wasn't just her husband. He was her best friend. Her protector. Her safe place. 6 years ago, he walked into her life without warning. And somehow made everything feel right. He remembered the smallest things. The way she liked her tea. The way she smiled when she was nervous. The way he always whispered, "I'm here," whenever life felt too heavy. He loved her in ways she never thought she deserved. Until 3 days ago. When everything changed. Daniel collapsed without warning. One moment he was standing. The next moment, he was gone. Doctors rushed him into emergency surgery. Machines took over. And Amara was left with nothing but fear. She hadn't slept. Hadn't eaten. Hadn't left his side. Because she was afraid. Afraid that if she walked away, he might leave this world alone. She leaned closer to him now. Her voice barely a whisper. "Daniel. It's President's Day today." Her lips trembled. "You promised we'd spend it together." Her thumb gently brushed his hand. But he didn't move. Didn't respond. Didn't even know she was there. The machines kept breathing for him. Keeping him alive. But Amara wondered. Was he already slipping away? Then suddenly, footsteps echoed outside the door. Slow. Heavy. Unavoidable. Amara froze. Her heart pounded violently against her chest. She knew that sound. Doctors only came like this when something was wrong. Her fingers tightened around Daniel's hand. As if holding him could keep him here. The door opened. The doctor stepped inside. His expression was calm. Too calm. And somehow, that made it worse. He walked toward her slowly. Each step felt like the end of something. He stopped beside her. Looked at Daniel. Then at Amara. And for a moment, he said nothing. Amara's breathing became uneven. Her entire future depended on his next words. Before we continue, if you've ever loved someone so deeply that the thought of losing them terrified you, take a moment to subscribe. Because stories like this remind us how fragile love truly is. And what happens next? Amara was not prepared for. Her voice shook. "Doctor." Her lips trembled. "Please. Tell me." The doctor hesitated. Then he spoke. "Your husband is not dying." Amara blinked. Her brain struggled to understand. Relief hit her so suddenly it hurt. Tears filled her eyes instantly. "He's going to live?" The doctor hesitated again. And that hesitation brought the fear back. "Yes," he said carefully. "But." That word destroyed her relief. "But." He looked at her closely. "How long have you been married?" 5 years, she whispered. The doctor nodded. "And in those 5 years, did he ever tell you about his heart condition?" Amara froze. Her voice barely existed. "What heart condition?" The doctor's silence was her answer. "Daniel was born with a rare heart condition," the doctor explained gently. "He's been on the transplant list for over 2 years." 2 years. Her entire body went cold. He knew. All this time. He knew. And he never told her. Tears rolled down her face. "He lied to me." The doctor shook his head softly. "No. He loved you. He didn't want you to live in fear. Her heart broke in a way she didn't know was possible. Then the doctor said something else. A heart became available this morning. Amara stopped breathing. This morning? The doctor nodded. President's Day morning. Hope exploded inside her chest. He has a chance to live. But then the doctor handed her something. A small envelope. This was left for you. Her hands trembled as she took it. Her name was written on the front. In Daniel's handwriting. Which meant he knew. He knew this day might come. Slowly, she opened it. Inside was a letter. Her hands shook as she unfolded it. And then she began to read. My love, if you're reading this, it means I wasn't strong enough to tell you in person. I wanted to tell you so many times. But every time I looked at you, I couldn't. Because the thought of seeing fear in your eyes was worse than my own fear of dying. Tears blurred her vision. She kept reading. I was born with a broken heart. And every doctor told me the same thing. One day, it would stop fighting. Her knees weakened. She sat down, unable to stand under the weight of his truth. Then she reached the part that destroyed her completely. So I did something you may never forgive me for. I started preparing you. Her breathing stopped. Every time I told you how strong you were. Every time I encouraged you to follow your dreams. Every time I made you promise you'd be okay without me. Tears fell uncontrollably now. It wasn't because I doubted us. It was because I knew. One day, you might have to live without me. Amara collapsed into silent sobs. Everything made sense. The way he held her longer. The way he looked at her when he thought she wasn't watching. He wasn't just loving her. He was preparing her. Preparing her to survive him. She continued reading. But I need you to promise me something. Promise me you will live. Promise me you will laugh again. Promise me you will love again. Because loving you was the greatest privilege of my life. And if my heart stops, just know, it stopped loving you. Amara grabbed his hand tightly, pressed it against her face. I'm here, she whispered. I'm still here. The machines continued their steady rhythm. Beep, beep, beep. Outside the hospital window, the American flag continued to wave in the President's Day wind. Strong. Unbreakable. A symbol of survival. And inside that room, Amara realized something she would never forget. Love isn't just about holding on. Sometimes, love is about preparing someone to survive the impossible. And sometimes, love gives you one more chance. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to Real Love Stories. Because the most powerful love stories are the ones that stay with you forever. This story is fictional, but the emotions are real. Stories like this remind us how fragile and powerful love can be.